Modern Love, the podcast, is supported by...
From the New York Times and WBUR Boston, this is a bonus episode of Modern Love. I'm Meghna Chakrabarty. Amy Krouse Rosenthal was known for her award-winning children's books, films, and her memoir, Encyclopedia of an Ordinary Life. But she'll also be remembered for her Modern Love essay, which was published in March. She wrote it just weeks before dying from ovarian cancer. Her essay became one of the most shared pieces in the history of the column. Debra Winger reads Amy's essay, "You May Want to Marry My Husband."
I've been trying to write this for a while, but the morphine and lack of juicy cheeseburgers, what has it been now, 5 weeks without real food, have drained my energy and interfered with whatever prose prowess remains. Additionally, the intermittent micro naps that keep whisking me away mid-sentence are clearly not propelling my work forward as quickly as I would like, but they are, admittedly, a bit of trippy fun. Still, I have to stick with it because I'm facing a deadline. In this case, a pressing one. I need to say this and say it right while I have A, your attention, and B, a pulse. I have been married to the most extraordinary man for 26 years. I was planning on at least another 26 together. Want to hear a sick joke? A husband and wife walking in the emergency room in the late evening on September 5th, 2015. A few hours and tests later, the doctor clarifies that the unusual pain the wife is feeling on her right side isn't the no-biggie appendicitis they suspected, but rather ovarian cancer. As the couple heads home in the early morning of September 6th, somehow through the foggy shock of it all, they make the connection that today, the day they learned what had been festering, is also the day they would have officially kicked off their empty nestering. The youngest of their 3 children had just left for college. So many plans instantly went poof. No trip with my husband and parents to South Africa. No reason now to apply for the Harvard Loeb Fellowship. No dream tour of Asia with my mother. No writers' residencies at those wonderful schools in India, Vancouver, Jakarta. No wonder the word cancer and cancel look so similar. This is when we entered what I came to think of as Plan B. Not the letter B, but the verb, existing only in the present. As for the future, allow me to introduce you to the gentleman of this article, Jason Brian Rosenthal. He is an easy man to fall in love with. I did it in one day. My father's best friend since summer camp, Uncle John, who thought Jason and I were perfect for each other, set us up on a blind date. It was 1989. We were only 24. I had precisely 0 expectations about this going anywhere. But when he knocked on the door of my little frame house, I thought, uh-oh. There is something highly likable about this person. By the end of dinner, I knew I wanted to marry him. Jason? He knew a year later. I have never been on Tinder, Bumble, or eHarmony, but I'm going to create a general profile for Jason right here based on my experience of coexisting in the same house with him for like 9,490 days. First, the basics. He's 5'10", 160 pounds, with salt and pepper hair and hazel eyes. The following list of attributes is in no particular order because everything feels important to me in some way. He is a sharp dresser. Our young adult sons, Justin and Miles, often borrow his clothes. Those who know him, or just happen to glance down at the gap between his dress slacks and dress shoes, know that he has a flair for fabulous socks. He is fit and enjoys keeping in shape. If our home could speak, it would add that Jason is uncannily handy. On the subject of food, man, can he cook. After a long day, there is no sweeter joy than seeing him walk in the door, plop a grocery bag down on the counter, and woo me with olives and some yummy cheese he has procured before he gets to work on the evening's meal. Jason loves listening to live music. It's our favorite thing to do together. I should also add that our 19-year-old daughter Paris would rather go to a concert with him than anyone else. Jason paints. I love his artwork. I would call him an artist except for the law degree that keeps him at his downtown office most days from 9 to 5. Or at least it did before I got sick. If you're looking for a dreamy, let's-go-for-it travel companion, Jason is your man. He also has an affinity for tiny things. Taster spoons, little jars, a mini sculpture of a couple sitting on a bench which he presented to me as a reminder of how our family began. Here is the kind of man Jason is. He showed up at our first pregnancy ultrasound with flowers. This is a man who, because he is always up early, surprises me every Sunday morning by making some kind of oddball smiley face out of items near the coffee pot. A spoon, a mug, a banana. This is a man who emerges from the mini-mart or gas station and says, "Give me your poem," and voila, a colorful gumball appears. My guess is you know enough about him now. So let's swipe right. Wait, did I mention that he is incredibly handsome? I'm going to miss looking at that face of his. If he sounds like a prince, and our relationship seems like a fairy tale, it's not too far off. Except for all of the regular stuff that comes from 2.5 decades of playing house together. And the part about me getting cancer. Blech. I want more time with Jason. I want more time with my children. I want more time sipping martinis at the Green Mill Jazz Club on Thursday nights. But that is not going to happen. I probably have only a few days left being a person on this planet. So why am I doing this? I am wrapping this up on Valentine's Day, and the most genuine, non-vase-oriented gift I can hope for is that the right person reads this, finds Jason, and another love story begins. I'll leave this intentional empty space ahead as a way of giving you two the fresh start you deserve. With all my love, Amy.
Debra Winger, reading Amy Krouse Rosenthal's essay, "You May Want to Marry My Husband." Amy died on March 13th, just 10 days after her piece was published. She was 51 years old. Amy Krouse Rosenthal passed away only recently, and we do hope to have an update from her family about how things are going when they're ready. Debra Winger read Amy's essay for us, and she was one of the many people profoundly moved by Amy's words.
I found two things amazing. One was, I know she's talking about her husband in a way that, she wants us all to be able to picture and feel, but what I felt so strongly was how much he loved her. And it's really a sort of a lesson in writing. Your point of view is not always the direction that you're pointing someone. The other amazing thing I felt after reading it the first time was how to be in the moment, and she refers to it as Plan B, includes the past and the future. Often when we're told to try to be in the moment, we think we have to stop thinking about projecting and planning. But in fact, by being in the moment, it includes everything, and that's what's so alive about this piece, even though she's passed away.
Thank you, Debra, for reading Amy's essay. Debra Winger stars in the new film The Lovers. It's in theaters now. I'm Megan Chakrabarty. We'll see you next time.